The Whispering Tree of Eldenwood. Hush now, and let me spin you a tale, soft as the wind through the reeds, about a place where the stars dip low to listen and the moon sighs in silver delight. Long ago, before the first footsteps of man marked the earth, there was a forest called Eldenwood. It was not just a forest of towering oaks and whispering pines. No, this forest lived. Its roots tangled like veins of the earth, and its leaves murmured secrets of time long past. At the heart of Eldenwood stood a singular tree, grander than all the rest. They called it the Whispering Tree. No one could say how old the tree was. Its bark shimmered faintly, not with dew, but as if stars themselves had melted into its grain. Its branches stretched wide, cradling nests of silver-feathered birds that sang only when the night was at its stillest. But what made this tree so extraordinary was its voice. For those who sat beneath its sprawling canopy could hear it speak, not in words, but in the way the wind through its leaves formed thoughts that brushed against your mind like a forgotten melody. The villagers of Eldenwood knew the tree was special. Some came to it not with questions. Will the rains bless our crops this year? Where did my father lose his golden ring? But others came just to sit, to listen, to feel the warmth of its timeless presence. The tree didn't answer everyone, mind you. Its whispers chose carefully, as if it could sense which hearts were ready to hear its wisdom. One autumn evening, as the amber sun sank behind the hills, a young girl named Leira ventured into the forest. She was no ordinary child. While others laughed and played in the fields, Leira preferred the quiet company of the woods, where shadows danced, and the air smelled of earth and mystery. Her grandmother had told her of the Whispering Tree, how it spoke only to those who carried a question worth asking. Leira had a question, one she had carried for as long as she could remember. Why do I feel so different? She felt it in her bones, this otherness, like she belonged to a world just out of reach, one hidden behind the veil of the everyday. And so, she walked deeper and deeper into Eldenwood, the air growing cooler, the shadows longer, until, at last, she saw it, the Whispering Tree. It was grander than she'd imagined. The air around it shimmered faintly like the edge of a dream. Tentatively, she sat at its roots, curling her knees to her chest. The forest seemed to hold its breath. For a long while, nothing happened. The tree stood silent, its leaves motionless. Leira sighed, a soft, sad sound, and whispered into the growing night, "Why do I feel so alone?" And then gently the leaves stirred. The faintest breeze swept through the branches, carrying with it a sound like 1,000 tiny bells. A warmth wrapped around her, though the air was cool. In her mind she felt, not words exactly, but something clearer than words, a feeling, a knowing. "You are not alone," it seemed to say. "You are different, yes, but different is not lonely. It is a gift waiting to unfold." Leira closed her eyes, letting the whisper settle into her heart. The tree's voice continued, painting images in her mind of distant lands and starlit skies. It showed her a place where the water sparkled with light and creatures of myth roamed freely. She saw herself standing tall, surrounded by others who shared her gift or her otherness. When the whispers faded, Leira opened her eyes and the world seemed brighter, sharper. She no longer felt the weight of her question. The tree had not given her a map or an answer carved in stone, but it had given her something far greater: hope. From that day on, Leira returned often to the Whispering Tree, and with each visit she grew. Her heart filled with stories, her mind with dreams. She no longer feared her difference. She embraced it, knowing it was a thread in a vast tapestry she had yet to see. And so, the Whispering Tree stands still, deep in Eldenwood, waiting for the next soul brave enough to ask a question. Perhaps one day it will whisper to you too. But for now, let its story lull you into quiet dreams, where whispers weave magic, and the forest hums a lullaby just for you. Good night, Story Dreamer.